Just talk about it.
You're doing a lot of talking.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm going to ask you the name of that shape. Javier,
That's how it goes. I know that. Like this. You go like this.
Okay, so a few people wrote down what they think the shape of the path would be.
No, that's how it goes with me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because, like, when you kick the soccer ball, it goes up, and then you go fucking. Do that.
What type of people are we talking about? Wait. Okay, this is a graph of what that might look like.
That's a circle. Semicircle. You listen?
What's the shape of that path?
Semicircle.
Circle.
I want a math word. What word?
Horizontal. Horizontal. Vertical. How's that? Equal. No, that's not equilateral.
Is that a
No. Projectile. Projectile.
So I want you to do a math name.
Projectile.
Yes, it's a parabola. That's what we've been doing in the unit. Does that look familiar? Does that shape look familiar?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so if we looked at this being the shape of the parabola, so we've got the parabola going up in the air. What would this axis, the y-axis, what would it represent in terms of that soccer ball? The height. That's right. So the y value is going to be the height. The x value is harder to find. What would the x value be?
This is for the time.
One of them.
Distance.
No, it's the time.
It's time.
It's time.
All right.
So this one is time, and it's going to be time. The ones that we're going to do are going to be time in seconds. Okay, so I'm going to show you a video. And it's not fantastic, but the music's good, and I like some of the pictures of the parabolas.
You better go under the beat. You better go crazy under the beat. You better freestyle. All right, Nick? I want to hear freestyle. Okay, Mike, freestyle to the beat. Watch. It's about to
Brown sugar and cinnamon, sweet potato chip. I love this. These are going to be the roll wafers. You have to try and tell me what you think. Like a mini pop.
So on this graph, this here is our x-axis. I want you to label x-axis on your graph. And then what did we say the x-axis represents in these word problems that we're talking about? What does the x-axis represent? Time. So we're looking at time here. So on your pink sheet, I want you to label this time. And then what does the y-axis represent? What do we say that represents? Height. So label on that graph, height. So we have a projectile. Say it starts here. And then what would this be represented by when it, right here, when it, what's that called in real life? The ground, yes. So this is where it reaches the ground, okay? So it reaches the ground at this point here. So on this graph, we drew all of it. So it's labeled here as a positive 0, okay? And it says at the positive 0, it's when does the object hit the ground, or how long is the object in the air? So if we shoot something up into the air like a rocket, will it ever stop here? Just stop it at the vertex? No, okay, unless you have some weird, unusual situation, it's not going to stop midair. There's no way it's going to stop midair. And so this is when it stops, is when it reaches the ground. So this point here, why do we have this point here? So here's my x-axis. These are my x values. These are my y values. These are what? Positive or negative here? Positive. So these are positives. These are what? Negative. So they're negative to the left. So this 0, if we were looking at it as being one of our zeros, it would give us a negative value. Is that going to make sense in real life? Negative seconds? No. So this 0 that is negative, which you may get when you're doing the math, it gets thrown out because it's negative, because it doesn't make sense in real life. Only this first quadrant makes sense. Okay, so let's go back up to the vertex. So where would the maximum height be? What point on that graph would be the maximum height? At the vertex. Is it going to be the x value of the vertex or the y value of the vertex?
Why? The why?
The y, because the y talks about height. So this is where our maximum height would be. So the y value, how high does the object get? Whereas the x value of the vertex represents, this would be the time it takes to get to that height. So when is the object at its maximum? Does that make sense if that's that maximum height? Okay, I think I've covered that there. Okay, before we go on to the next one. So Hayden throws a football into the air. I know that's not your position necessarily, but if you did. Can I get somebody to pass this out?
No, you got it. I got it. Look, Timmy got it. She wasn't there.
Okay, so we're going to answer this question. Is this going to be the x at the vertex? The y at the vertex? Or positive 0? So this question says, Hayden throws a football into the air. How long will it take to reach its maximum height? So is it going to be the x at the vertex, y at the vertex, or is it going to be the vertex? Yeah, okay, so picky. But believe me, they get harder because today we're not doing any computing. Today we're just answering which of the values would be used. This is an intro. You want to pay attention to this here. Which do you think it would be? And I want you to think, write it down. Which do you think it would be? X at vertex, y at vertex, or positive 0? Anybody who can look at the first sheet? On your desk, I want you to answer this question. X at vertex, y at vertex, or positive 0?
Shower with it? That's true. Lost my shoe. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm in the market just to throw elbows. Not dance. Everyone else is like this and go like this. I'll just go.
This one right here. Yep. So we're doing one together before we do the ones that are on the sheet.
No, it's eggs, bro.
Thank you, those of you who have written them down on your desk.
What are you gonna go to a candy store and go tomorrow? What? Are you gonna?
Oh yeah. Jump the little piece.
You gotta go to the house. You gotta go to the house with the bowls.
Okay, so this one.
I like it.
Attention up here, please. This one is this point right here because it's saying maximum height, but it's asking how long it will take to reach the maximum height. So which one is it? The x at the vertex or the y at the vertex? The x at the vertex. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the x is the time it takes. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to put them up here and you have them on your paper. So you're going to do number 1. Jack wants to know how high the soccer ball will get if he kicks it straight up in the air. X at vertex, y at vertex, positive 0. So on your pink page, you are answering the questions on the 1 to 10 here. This is where you need to put your answers. So when I check it for your homework, that's where they need to be. It's on
I don't do the whole.
Once again, on the back of the pink page, that's where I want you to put your answers. X at vertex, y at vertex, or positive 0.
Oh.
So how do you know if this is gonna go viral, right?
That's the thing, bro.
Oh. Straight up.
You know.
You're the one. You're the one talking.
What do you mean, what's that? Let me see yours. Yeah, but I want to see yours. Wait, do it again.
Let me see yours. What the bro, that's a wing.
No, look up, bro.
No, come on, bro. You gotta sign it. Let me see it.
When it's saying how high the soccer ball will get, it is this point right here. Attention up here, please. So it's asking how high the soccer ball will get. So it's the vertex. Is it the x at the vertex or the y at the vertex? The y at the vertex. So again, on your pink sheet, I want you to write that answer in that numbers 1 through 10 there. Does that make sense that it's y at vertex? Because this is going to get harder when we have to compute them. Javier? I have to ask you again to get harder. Okay, second one. Lily wants to know how long her toy rocket will be in the air after she lights the fuse to launch it from a 1.5-foot launch pad. There is a very common problem.
Did you guys get the car? In this first class?
No.
Okay, once you answer number 2, x at vertex, y at vertex, positive 0.
Wait, it's at vertex.
Does the soccer stop in the middle of the air at the vertex?
No. It just stays for
It's not at
small.
vertex.
Isn't it like stay for? No, it doesn't have stuff done. Right over here.
No, man. How long it's in the air, not like what height or how long how long it stayed in the air. No, not yet. X is for how long it's in the air. No. So how long? No, how long?
Okay, does a soccer ball stop midair when you pick it up into the air? No. So it is not this point here. So it is not the vertex. So it's going to be this point here, which is a positive 0. So remember, if it starts off the ground, which it does here, this is going to be your negative 0, which doesn't make sense, and this is your positive 0. So that's listed on here. This here is going to be something you can use to help you. You won't be able to use it on the test, but as you're, getting things together, you can use this to help you with it. Okay. So on to number 3. Nancy's trying to find out how many seconds it will take a golf ball to get to its highest point after being hit on the golf course. X at vertex, y at vertex are positive 0. What would it be on this one? X at vertex, y at vertex are positive 0.
No, positive 0. Y vertex.
How many seconds? So it's going to be an X value, and that's the highest point. So it's the X at the vertex. Questions on that? Remember, X value is time. It's just asking for time. Okay, next one. I need you to sit quietly, please. 4. Bill is wondering how long it will take football to hit the ground after Tom Brady throws it during practice. Yes, this is an old ball.
No, it's positive 0. How long will it take? So, how long until it hits the ground? That's the whole time.
It's positive.
No, but I don't think. I don't know. Those places
Is that what it's in Johnson? You said that one time. You remember that?
No, you said that right now. Come on, Nick.
You sound like a cow.
So it's hitting the ground. The ground would be this point here. And so that is a positive 0.
Oh yeah.
Questions on that? Once again, it gets harder when we solve them with numbers in there. So today we're just answering what you would be answering or doing to do it. Next one, number 5. Sally threw a ball in the air. Sally's friend wanted to find out how high the ball got, given that it took 1 second to get to its highest point.
Stop that.
Yo.
Dude, she didn't get to double homework. I know, I've heard it, bro.
You're big. Frank, you got double.
Okay, so it's going to be this point here. And what would that be?
Why?
Okay, quiet, please. What are the keywords here that tells us it's y at the vertex? How high? That's right. We want to find out how high the ball got. Okay, so number 6. Ray found the maximum height of a basketball thrown from half court to be 21 feet and wants to know how long it took to get there. So go ahead and answer that.
No, it is not. It is not.
It's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question.
Why intercept? Why intercept? Why intercept?
So this one is the y value at the vertex. What are your keywords there?
How long it took?
Sorry, it says wants to know how long it took to get there. So it's not the y value, it is the x value at the vertex. And the keywords are how long it took to get there. Does that make sense? Thank you, those of you who are sitting quietly. I know I'm talking a lot today. Okay, so the next 4 I need to explain. So the next 4 your answers are different. So the first thing you're going to do is, for this question says the time it takes to get to the highest point. So you're first going to decide, is it x at vertex, is it y at vertex, or is it positive 0? Then you're going to look at these possible scenarios. Which of these would it be? It may be more than one. Okay? So first of all, on this one, is it going to be x at vertex, y at vertex, or positive 0? Think about that. So let me talk about this. This is just the vertex, and this is vertex. So go ahead and see which one of those it would be. Two answers here on this, not just one. Two answers.
I don't know. No. No.
That's other years.
No.
Okay, on this one, this would be, because it says the this one says how long it takes to get to the highest point. It's X. I know I'm talking for a long time. Javier, back in your seats. Okay, so it's X at the vertex. Which of these will give you the X at the vertex? There's two answers.
No, D and
The vertex function, read X, and then use the axis of symmetry formula.
Oh.
Not to plug it back in, sorry. It is A and B. It is A and B, sorry. A and B on that one. Use the axis of symmetry formula. A and B. Does that make sense there? Thank you, those of you who are sitting quietly, ladies back there. Okay, second one, next one, number 8. We want to find the highest point. So find out if it's X at vertex, Y at vertex, or positive 0, and then decide which of those would be your answer.
No, I'm not asking you, dumbass. I'm telling you. The highest point is vertex, right?
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
It says,
I know that.
How do you get that? You go Y into 7, man. You gotta fucking find it. It's southern E. It's E.
So this would be the Y at the vertex, right?
E. E and
Which answers give us the Y at the vertex?
E. No.
C, A.
C, and what else?
E.
E.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Questions on that? Okay, number 9. Are you guys still looking at this here? Okay, number 9. How long an object is in the air? X at vertex, Y at vertex, positive 0. And answer all that qualify.
No, I'm not asking. I would never
It'd probably be.
Okay, number 9. How long an object is in the air? Which point? Quiet, please. Which point on the graph would that be? Somebody want to come up and write it? On the graph? Where would the point be?
Y-intercept. No, that's the X.
This point right here. How long that object is in the air? So
Positive
it's,
zero. Positive zero.
and that would be a positive 0. So the 0 function rule would be the one of the answers, positive 0. And then what else? Not a lot of students were getting the other one. What's another way to find that 0 function? Or the 0, positive 0. Positive 0 means your y value is 0.
Is it A?
Is that
B?
C?
How else would we find it? I know you guys can think about it. Yes. Nope.
Is it M?
Yes, the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula gives you your 0. Okay, your y value equals 0. Okay, last one. When an object hits the ground. See if you can do the last one.
Negative.
No, what?
When it hits the ground, you say it will be
No,
zero.
that's not negative. You can't go into the ground, bro. How? Let me see. I'm listening.
When it hits the ground,
I'm listening.
when it hits the ground, it's got the positive.
Yeah, so it can't be negative. You just said it was negative, bro.
Okay, last one here. When an object hits the ground, x at vertex, y at vertex, positive 0.
Positive 0.
Positive 0. And what are our answers? There's 2 of them. Quadratic formula is one of them. And D, use the 0 function.